Well, hello, all my amazingly beautiful Sagittarius friends. My name is Libra Ambrose, and we're going to be discussing your tarot for today. Now, remember that this is a general reading, and this is for yours as well as for my entertainment. And also, please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share. That way, you'll always be up to date with the content that I produce, and you'll be a part of our family, alright? Alright, let's get going, shall we? Now, I have 3 piles here, past, present, and future. Now, remember, when we get to the future is not set in stone, and it can change anytime you choose it to, alright? This 4th pile over here is all the energy between past, present, and future. Now, I'm not going to know where they go because this is not my reading. What I will do is I will put the puzzle pieces together and tell you a story. And if it resonates with you, it resonates with you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. All right? Remember that this is a general reading. So, basically, it could fit many people. But if you want a personal reading, find yourself an amazing tarot reader that you absolutely love and adore, who is good on price and very honest and truthful, and ask them for a personal tarot reading, all right? Because you deserve the best. Okay, now and then I've got the bottom of the deck, which you can't see yet because I have it up on the laptop, but let's get started, shall we? I'm a little late. I should have done these like 3 days ago, but I was working on a baby blanket, and that's why I'm late on this video, so I apologize. Alright, my beautiful Sagittarius, is your past energy. You're dealing with a page of hazards. This is a Capricorn, Taurus, or a Virgo, someone who's responsible, determined, and gives you a new beginning, right? I don't know if you can see that. He knows the best stock tips. It's like this, okay? So if you get hungry, this person will be like, hey, if you go over DWS, I don't know what you call it in your state. In my state of Utah, we call it DWS for short, for Department of Workforce Services. You can get on food stamps by filling out an application, sending in a few papers, and boom, you get help with food. Or you can go to a bishop or whoever's in charge of your church and get a food order. All right, there's even community food pantries. This person knows how to help you. Now, here's the thing, my beautiful Sagittarius. There is someone who is going to help you, but they're in a 6 of hazards, okay? In my deck, hazards are like pentacles or coins, all right? They just call it hazards because it's a zombie tarot deck, okay? So, this person is very generous, and they've got lots of favors and rewards, but there are strings attached. They're saying become their lawn assassin, kill them flowers, and they will give you that piece of meat. Tit for tat. And you don't like strings attached, Sagittarius. Alright. But this in the past has left you in a 7 of Cups, right? You've got choices to make, and you're going to be considerating. That's not even a real word. It's like a month ago I couldn't say the word energy and it didn't sound right off my tongue. So there's going to be a lot of considerations and choices that you need to make, all right? But here's the thing, Sagittarius, you've got so many options, but you need to pick, okay? You need to make a decision. And here's the reason why. If you do not make a decision, Sagittarius, my beautiful Sagittarius, if you don't make a decision will be made for you. And you might not like the outcome or the decision in and of itself. Okay, so make sure you choose on your terms. Don't take too long. Don't be like me, who is a Libra. It takes too long considering things, okay? I'm just throwing that out there because, you can't take us anywhere. We just, we're very indecisive. We're like, oh, we're hungry. And you're like, oh, great. Where do you want to eat? And we're like, I don't know. And then we spend like an hour trying to figure out what we're craving. My poor husband, who's a Sagittarius, he just has to, I'll ask him and he'll be like, I don't know. And I'm like, okay, so you're going to Carl's Jr. and I'm going to go somewhere else. I don't know. We just kind of split up that way. If I'm hungry for Asian food, he gets a burger and fries because he don't like Asian food. But let's get back on topic. All right, my beautiful Sages, you've got a 4 of Wands, reward, prosperity, and celebration. So, you are celebrating, or you were, right? Currently, you're in the moon card, or you're dealing with Pisces, right? This is the fact that there's a lot of secrets and deception around you. But you've got to go to sleep and pay attention to your intuition, okay? Think of it like this. You take your phone, it's about to die, you plug it in, and you set it down for the night. As it's charging, you are charging as you're sleeping as well. You're recharging, okay? But we each, as individuals, have we're constantly receiving downloads, like a Wi-Fi bar. The divine sending us notifications, and all you hear inside of your head is ding, 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 ding. Mine happened to be last night, which is so freaking weird. As I woke up as Rick Grimes. You can definitely tell that I wish he'd come back to the series. If you don't know who that is, I'm sorry. If you hadn't guessed from my zombie deck, Rick Grimes is a part of the Walking Dead universe. Anyway, so I came back as him, and I was looking for Carl, and I was trying to gather bullets for my 1800s freaking gun. And all I kept thinking of was, oh, don't get on this bus. In an hour, it's going to hit a hurricane and it's going to sink in the ocean. Like, that makes any sense, right? It was a fucking weird dream. This is one of those weird off-the-top dreams. I probably should Google it when I get home. I was too tired because I had work. But I'll probably go home and Google why I'm dreaming that I'm Rick Grimes looking for Carl. And it was 10 months past in the dream. Which doesn't make sense because Carl died before Rick Grimes disappeared. So it's a weird. Anyway, so this is calling for you to pay attention to your dreams when you sleep. When you wake up, write them down. And then Google them. Now, every day until like the 22nd of September, you will receive notifications if you are subscribed to my channel, obviously. You will receive dream meanings daily. Yeah, I know. They're annoying, and they all have the same picture but different words in the thought bubble or the dream bubble. But they could help you because I got them from astrology.com, and then I made them into a video so that you wouldn't have to research them. But if the video doesn't come up yet, or it's not wow, I'm tongue-tied today. Okay, so say this. Say you can't find the video because it hasn't come up yet. Well, you can wait. Or you can get on astrology.com and go to Dream Dictionary and look it up. If it's not on either of those, what you could do is just Google. But break your dream into segments, okay? And if you see a constant number, that's a message from your angels or the divine. Their angel numbers. So if you're waking up constantly at the same time, or every time you look at a clock, it's like the same digits, you're starting to feel like Jim Carrey from 21. You're going nuts. Just research, okay? I know sometimes it's a pain in the ass, but those are messages from, find the camera, from all them people there, okay? They're either dead people, look at your ghosts, right? Your ancestors, angels, whichever, whatever, however, whomever. They're trying to send you a message. Okay. Now, you are accepting your responsibility in a situation and dealing out judgment as the form of karma, or accepting the karma as the judgment. Okay. You're saying, I'm not dealing with this shit no more. Which could be related to the fact that you are gaining hard work for you're getting recognition for your hard work and earning skills, okay? But you are dealing with a 3 of Swords, heartache, jealousy, and loss. So, here's the things. Pay very close attention to what I'm about to say, okay? Because you don't want to jump to conclusions and bitch slap your partner. Or if you're a cross-watcher, you don't want to bitch slap the person you're watching for, alright? Unless you have the facts. Okay, and since I'm a Libra, I'm going to teach you how to do this. Here are your options for this. Are you ready? 1. you're cheating on your spouse or your spouse is cheating on you, okay? 2, you have an outside influence, okay? Now, each of these scenarios are completely different, but at the same time similar because they're all tied to this card. You could be whining about your spouse to your parents, to your siblings, to whoever, right? Your best friend. And they're telling you, well, why don't you leave them? Well, why don't you leave them? They're a piece of trash. And you don't want them to think badly of your spouse unless your spouse really is sucky. Just like you wouldn't want your spouse's family to think bad of you, okay? But there's a thing is that there's no respect if you're running off and complaining about every little thing instead of sitting down with your significant other and working through it. So you could have a person whispering in your ear that's trying to pull you apart, or your significant other can, okay? That's number 2. Number 3, something takes priority over your relationship, okay? Now what I mean by that is drugs, alcohol, substance abuse, which could be like a wide range of things, right? Video games, pornography, money. You'd rather spend more time at work than at home. You know, I have a friend who, when I was working with him at another security company, he was working almost 3 jobs just so he didn't have to go home and spend time with his wife, who he just got married to the year before. How fucked up is that? That's pretty fucked up, right? And so, make sure that you tend to your connections, okay? Maybe somebody's putting this over you, you know? Instead of trying to mend things and work things out, it's that. So before you bitch slap your partner, think about those options. Do a little relay work. Pay attention to what's going on. Would you rather work than go home and spend time with your significant other? Is your significant other playing too many video games and not wanting to go and cuddle with you? Is your significant other drinking, doing drugs, and it's hampering down your relationship and your fucking wallet? You know, you can't keep up and pay all their bills and then watch them waste away. You know, it all depends on your situation. If that be the case, then you'd have the toxic devil energy here as well, which I haven't seen that card as of yet, thank God. But you never know. Okay? All right. Let's talk about your possible future. Remember, the future is not set in stone. So you got a Knight of Hazards. This is a Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo energy, right? Someone who's ambitious, material possessions, and entrepreneur. So what I see here is this is either someone you know or this is your energy, okay? It all depends. Okay? You're working your ass off. You're getting all the money that you want. You're getting everything you want out of a situation, but are you really getting what you need out of a situation? You know the difference between wants and needs, right? Maybe you keep working and your money keeps going in the bank to clear out them fucking negative balances, you know, and by the time you're done paying off everybody, you have nothing for yourself, so you end up going to work with nothing to eat. Kind of like me. All right? But that's just saying that, okay? Maybe you're getting tired of not being able to run over and get help with a pair of shoes or something, right? If that be the case, here's a stock tip. If you live in Utah and you have a workforce services down the road, go and request a Z fund. They will give you up to $80 to help you with your uniform. You just have to fill out the application, to talk with your counselor about what you need, show proof of or validity of your employment, and they'll help you with that. They're really decent. There's just so much that can be done. They'll even give you a clothing voucher too if you need clothes. And usually you can go to the DI or whatever, which is Desert Industry for the LDS Church. It's where they take all the stuff that the rich Mormons give away, and then they sell them from there. It's our thrift store. Okay, let's move on to 5 of Swords. So you're feeling defeat from bickering and you're severing ties, okay? Beautiful Sagittarius. You are exhausted. You're both fighting over something stupid. You don't think it's stupid and they don't think it's stupid, but you're going to lose your friendship, your relationship. Nine of Wands. Completion of tasks, willpower, and persistence. So you are not giving up. And what's great about that is this, okay? Is you've got the Sun card, which is like success, enlightenment, and hope. Someone came and rescued you. Oh, hell yes. Yes, they did. I like to lay it out like this. Sorry. That way when I get to the done, you can definitely tell I don't know how to speak English anymore. Okay, Sagittarius is... Let's talk about all your energy in between. Are you ready? Ready, spaghetti like chopped up confetti. Okay, you're dealing with a Page of Cups. That's someone who's creative, kind, and artistic, but a soft stalker, okay? And I mean a soft stalker. Now, a lot of people don't agree that the Page of Cups is a stalker, but he hides in a bush in my story. He hides in a freaking bush and watches you. That's his story. He hides in a bush with love in his heart and he watches you. How fan-freaking-tastic, right? We all love stalkers. I love stalkers. That's a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Sorry, I saw something weird. Alright, so you're dealing with the Six of Swords. Somewhere along the line you're traveling and leaving the past behind and transitioning. Okay? This is in your mind space. Transitioning to something better. You're decluttering the boxes, but you are going down memory lane. Okay, very nostalgic about memories and old flames. There's someone you haven't been able to get off your mind, or someone coming back that they couldn't get you off their mind. Because I mean, honestly, Sagittarius, who wouldn't love to be with you? I'm even with a Sagittarius. Sagittariuses are amazing. Amazing lovers, but then I'm an air sign, so honestly, air and fire. I mean, the arguments and the sex alone. That's terrible, I'm sorry. But I mean, think about that. I mean, if you're with an air sign, I know some are with water signs, and that's definitely opposites attract. You guys put each other out. The water tries to put out the flame, the passion. Or there is, like, no putting it out because you're absolutely amazing inside and out. So, you're dealing with an Aquarius, right? This is wish fulfillment, success. You name it, you've got it. I will be right back. I'm sorry about that. I had to go and handle some stuff. Plus, there were some people on property who were unauthorized to be here, so I had to go and let them know they're on private property. And then I did my patrol, and then right after I got done with all my patrol, or so, there was like a car accident outside. I shouldn't laugh. It's just so like holy crap. It's definitely a Monday morning, manic Monday, because there's a light right next to where the garage is that I'm tending to and patrolling, and there was a car accident there, and then like a block away off 72, and I don't know, like, you wouldn't understand the directions, I guess, but there was another car accident or something. It's just like within a 2-block radius. I'm hoping everybody's okay, but it's just like the fact that it's just so nuts. You'd expect that shit on a Friday night. Anyway, let's continue on. So you got your wish fulfillment somewhere between past, present, and future, right? You're nostalgic. I'm recapping right here, okay? You're leaving the past behind, but you've got a soft stalker. Someone who loves you from afar. So, you got the World card next. I don't know where this belongs, but it's the fact that you've learned your lessons and it's the end of one journey, you know, basically a completion, and you're beginning something new, right? It's like the Death card. It's the end of something and the beginning of something else. Well, I mean, they're alike each other, but they're not, because they're different as well, if that makes sense. Each card is unique, just like each individual is. Alright, so you got the King of Cups here. This is a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. This is empathy, diplomatic, and generous. But if you're not dealing with any of those people, seeing as you've got a the fact that you've got a past lover coming back, or someone from the past, and you've got to look at a situation and use a little bit of empathy. I know you want to go straight up swords and quiet and, you know, and just cut up people off, but it's telling you to not be a Libra. I don't know how best way to describe that. Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius are notorious for cutting people off, for cutting off all emotion. That doesn't mean they don't feel the sadness and grief. It just means that they pretend it doesn't exist, and then later on they mourn over you. Or they mourn over you, but they don't let their emotions show or peak, if that makes sense. That's how complicated it is being a Libra, Gemini, or an Aquarius. Okay, so you got to look at the situation with a little love in your heart. Now, this tells me that you're dealing with a Knight of Wands, or you are a Knight of Wands. All right, this is an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Now, they're going moderate speed, right? Someone who's bold, impetuous, and adventurous. Someone who's there at the right place at the right time. Someone who will rush forward, grab the goodie bags, come back and bring you one. Yeah, this is my Prince Charming. Maybe that's why I'm married to a Sagittarius. In my deck, this guy's so, like, caring and loving. But in another person's deck, like if they have regular deck, this guy would be like the player. Alright? That doesn't necessarily mean that everybody's a player. That just means that in their deck, that's what it is. In my deck, this is my little Prince Charming. I like him. But, like, what's funny is, I don't even see it here, but if you had a Knight of Cups, in a normal deck, that would be like the Prince Charming, right? But in my deck, that fucker is a player, and as soon as as soon as his mood swing change, he'll take your heart and run off with it. It's in his story. It's bullshit is what it is. So you got this in yours. Okay? That's just my opinion. I call him the fucking player, and this guy, I like this guy. So you got a Two of Cups here, so you're able to compromise and balance and harmony, right? So this is suggesting that whoever you were having a fucking iffy moment with, like in the past, you're able to come together and work it out, okay, peacefully. Okay, and you've got your Ace of Cups, which is your cup of love, right? So you're wanting to start a new relationship beginnings and definitely an emotional journey. So you want to give your cup of love to someone. And rightfully so. You are beautiful. And I'm not talking about your exterior. Of course your exterior is beautiful. You're a fire sign. All fire signs are hot. Like sizzling, sexy hot. But I'm talking about the fact that your soul is beautiful and you want none but harmony and balance and love. And you want to give your love to that special someone, which I believe is, I think it's this King of Cups. I believe you're dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. But somewhere along the line, you're fucking bored with the situation, dissatisfied and weary. So much shit's going on, nobody's listening, and you're tired. I mean, you're dealing with a fucking King of Hazards, which in my deck is Hazards because it's zombie deck once again, okay? But in a normal deck, this would be like coins. So this guy's a Capricorn, Taurus, or a Virgo. This guy's distant, hardworking, and a businessman. All right, he's good with his money, but not so much with his words. We all know the quiet closet lovers, right? They want to tell you how much they love you, but they don't know how to put it into words. Not everybody is able to do that. Everybody's so unique. Like, for example, I'm a Libra, right? Well, you know this already because my thing is Libra Empress. But here's the thing, is that I show my love by doing and pampering my spouse, my significant other, whoever I'm with, all right? I listen to him. I give him body rubs, you know. I'll sit next to my husband while he's playing a video game, and I will go, oh, over there, you got this, you know. I'm very supportive. I will listen. I know more about my spouse than he knows about me, okay? But my spouse, who's a Sagittarius, loves completely different. Not every Sagittarius is exactly the same. Some are very kind and romantic and sweet and pamper. Like, they pamper. Just, you know, I'm pretty sure you guys pamper, right? Just like I pamper my spouse. My spouse shows his love in a different way. Like, what he'll do is he'll cook dinner and bring me food. And every once in a while I'll get a kiss and be told, I love you. And yesterday, I went down to the car to throw my uniform on top of my regular clothes, because I do that. Because when I get off work, I want to come home in regular clothes. But he came downstairs and he gave me a kiss and told me, I love you, you're going to have a good day. Also, can I have some Pepsi? So I gave him 4 cans of Pepsi. I'm like, 2 for you and 2 for Dean. And he's like, you mean 3 for me, 1 for Dean? I'm like, no. 2 for you, 2 for Dean. He's like, whatever. It's pretty cheesy, I know, but yeah, he'll do sweet things like that every once in a while. And I'm thankful for it. Even though, like, he doesn't feel like I appreciate him enough, I do. I appreciate him so much. I even tell him all the time how much I love him and appreciate him. And I know you do the same, but in a different way. Or you do it that way in a little bit. You know, you add your own flavor of taste to it, okay? You sprinkle your love dust on it. Okay, somewhere along the line, you are very indecisive. You're having a hard time seeing things from different views and making a difficult decision. Everybody wants what's yours, and you're competing. Very persistent, challenging. You're dealing with disaster, rot, and ruin, and destruction, right? Everybody wants a piece of you. And you're like, can you please remove your fucking hands out of there? Put that back. Excuse me, I need that shoe and that cleaver for work tomorrow. What are you talking about? You didn't know? I'm moonlighting as Dexter. I'm a closet serial killer, duh. You know, stuff like that, right? No, of course not. I work at I own a meat place where I cut up meat and then give it to people. Which is kind of a funny story that I was thinking about that because, well, it's not really funny. It's just a weird coincidence because my real dad's father actually owned a butcher shop. Yeah, like old school. Over on like 6th Avenue or some shit in Salt Lake. Way back in the day. I don't know if it was like 6th West, 6th North. I don't know my directions anymore. I'm too old and senile. All right, so along the line, you are dealing with an Ace of Swords, trial, intellect, and action. So you got to think about what you're going to say and how you're going to say it to whoever you're going to say it to, okay? Because you're going to burn a bridge. and it might not be a bridge you want to actually burn. And if you at the moment want to burn that bridge, that's fine. But when you come back and you need that person's going to be burning their side of the bridge too. There ain't no coming back. So that's why you need to think about what you're going to say and how you're going to say it to whoever you're going to say it to. And also, if you've been with someone for a long time, and you're always telling them, I love them, I love you, this, I love you, that, and then suddenly out of the blue, you're like, actually, I've never loved you, I'm tired of pretending like we're together, and blah, 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 right, like that. And you're sitting there and you're like, or they're sitting there and they're like, wow, so you wouldn't want to be with me, and if you stayed with me, you wouldn't, like, it'd be like pretend for you, just for the kid, like kids, whatever, right? You know those mind games. And then you like separate for a long time, and then they come back because, or maybe you come back, okay, and you're like, oh no, I love you, I've always loved you, please take me back, I miss you. You've met people like that, right? And you go, are you sure? Because you when you're there are like there are like 3 people who like honestly tell the truth, right? Small children, people who are fucking angry, or people who are drunk. Do drunk people tell the truth? Yeah, they do. They're brutal. There might be more types of people, but there it is. Like every time you tell them I love you and they take you back, in the back of their mind they're always going to wonder, I think this is fake. I think the only reason why you're with me is for the benefit of not like paying child support, or the benefit of not, like I'm taking care of your ass, even though you have a job. You're spending all your money on stupid shit, and I'm sitting here wondering if this is just comfort for you. Like, I cook for you, I bring food in, I take care of you. And you told me you love me, but in the back of my head, I'm always going to think that it's a lie, because I don't know what the fuck to do. And, this saying what you don't mean at the time, that your head's all caboodled, whatever, right, is a fucking mind fuck for someone. So you really need to sit and think about what you're going to say and how you're going to say it to whoever you're going to say it to, all right? Because they deserve the best, just like you. It's just we're all human, and we make mistakes, and we all fall short from perfect. But then who wants to be perfect? Because that's overrated. Each of us, each of you are imperfectly perfect, or imperfectly perfect. I don't know if it's an N or M. It's like midnight, so yeah, I'm not gonna make much sense. All right, bottom of the deck, I've got the 5 of Hazards. So you've got poverty, financial rewards, and a shit ton financial rewards. I mean loss, because I can't read, apparently. Can't read my own handwriting. I have PTSD, so I write on the bottom of my cards. It's like the stress makes me forget short term. And that's what's funny, is people will post, it really resonated with me, blah, 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 and that's great. I really appreciate those comments. Like, don't stop sending me comments. But when tell me about the reading, I don't remember it after I've posted it. Like, I remember bits of it, but I think the only readings I actually kind of remember are my signs readings. That's how bad my memory is. So when I do this, I'm in a completely different energy. I'm senile, and I'm only 30. Holy crap. All right, so you got a lot of anxiety, financial loss on the bottom. I mean, yeah. All right, so what I can gather here is past energy. Someone gave you a stock ticket, right? Maybe someone helped you out. They said basically, hey, I will give you a place to live, okay? But it's not free. I'm giving you a room. I'm helping you out. But you need to do this, like say, contribute rent help, pay your share of the bills, and bring in food, because apparently the person who pays for food can't afford to feed everybody. And their main concern is, Sagittarius, is making sure the children stay fed, right? Say that's like one person's story. Now there's currently that's crazy, because like you've got your 7 of Cups there, and then you're celebrating 4 of Wands. This is all sloppy, I'm sorry. I made it sloppy. Alright. So currently, you need to go within and think about what's going on, right? When you're casting judgment, you got 3 hazards. Not to mention there's somebody's putting shit above your relationship, be it a side piece, or someone's bringing someone else into your relationship. You probably have a mother-in-law or father-in-law that was invited into your relationship by either you or your spouse, or just kind of decided to throw their input around, and you're probably at a standstill. You're gaining recognition, but you're casting judgment. Is where you're at better than where you were before? Of course, but not of course, because there are always pros and cons with where you're at and where you want to be and where you were at, because we're always forever evolving. You're able to sit down with people. You are bored with the situation. You're making a decision, fighting for what's yours, trying to keep your P's and Q's. Maybe you're living with someone and they're asking you the same thing that the people you lived with before asked you. To clean up after yourself. To help with chores. To help with money and bills. We all have our own bills, but you can't leech off of people and then tell everybody that you're poor and you have nothing. And I get that, right? We don't always live with someone, but at the same time, currently in our situation, we have to live with people we don't want to live with, or that we don't want to burden with us and our situation, if that makes sense. It's like, for example, I think it was February, I went homeless, right after I started this channel, and we moved in with my husband's dad and his wife. Well, they weren't married yet until I married them, because I'm a marriage officiant, and I married them in May. But this is February talking about, right? We put all of our shit in storage. My husband got a job, and we just kind of were stuck with family, and we pulled our son out of school right before the epidemic hit, because we didn't have the gas or the money to continue to go back and forth, for taking him to school, because he's in special needs, right? Sorry, I'm walking around. So he's in special needs class, and he gets a bus to pick him up. But we're in an elderly community, and where we're at, we didn't think the bus would come and pick him up. Right? It made more sense to put him in K-12 online school, where I'd be able to homeschool him. He wouldn't have to leave the house. And then, I started working at this other company, and then I had to quit that company because nobody was watching my kid, and I'd get off at 7 in the morning. Was it 7? Yeah, it was 7. I'd get off at 7 and then drive home from Salt Lake, and that's when that earthquake hit. There's videos documenting it on the daily horoscopes or whatever. But I was stuck living with someone, and then the whole coronavirus thing hit, and then And I'm sorry, this is a lot longer than I expected. So we're living with people. So I'd get off work, I'd clean the house before anybody woke up, made it look nice, get my kid's station stuff ready for his schooling, and then we'd do his schooling, and then I'd go crawl in bed. But because of where we were when the virus hit, when we got the relief, we decided to take that money and move into our place. You know, which there was a really big fucking deposit. Unnecessarily big. So we did that. Because we needed our own space. And so that's kind of how it went. But when we lived with someone, I sold my black Chevy Blazer to pay rent. I made sure to help out around the house. You know, people were sleeping. But that's the thing is when you live with someone, you can't just, oh, well, I'll just pay him and then my mess will be all over the house. I'll just pay him and not pay him the amount that was agreed upon. You know what I mean? You can't just take advantage of people. They're not your fucking slaves. We're all grown-ups now. I just heard a song on the radio. I don't remember who it was by. It was like a punk song, right? Saturday or Sunday morning radio. Anyway, it was talking about 21st century technology boy or something, and it just talked about how the kid was born in 21st century and he didn't have really a life other than playing video games and with his toys, and then his dad, I couldn't remember what his dad did, but his mom took God, those pills that put you to sleep to start with a V or something. It's just, and it's like it's kind of like a mirror up to reality. Like there's no responsibility for where we're at anymore. Everybody's making excuses, and you know the old saying, excuses are like assholes, and everybody's got one. There's no conscience. Everybody thinks that they're owed something, when in reality, you got to work for your shit. That's just how it is. If you want to be owed something, work for it, and then, you know, it's more worth it when you work for it. But to expect someone to just work hard and then pass you on their shit, it's kind of not cool. And it's like, oh, I work really hard. I get paid like, oh man, how much do I get paid an hour? I get paid like $12.25 an hour for 24 hours a weekend, so 12-hour shifts. So if I were to guess, this is gonna be the longest fucking video ever. I'm sorry. Hey, say I get like 290 every week, right? So that's a little over 500 or something, right? Maybe 600-ish, give or take, right? It's pretty low, but it's part-time and it's only 24 hours a week. Okay, so I get paid like $500-600, right? I said a gross estimation, I don't know, because I haven't gotten paid yet. But I make that money in this scenario. Oh, I get the check. And then someone walks up to me after I've cashed it, takes the envelope, and he's like, thank you, that's mine now. And it's like, really? I fucking worked for that and you're going to take it and spend it? Like, what the fuck, right? That's not fair. But then the world's not fair, and people like that who are thieves and take advantage do exist. Alright? That's just how the world is. Those are lessons, karmic lessons. So next time you go and cash your check, don't turn around and walk off. Like, put that shit in a secure place before you walk off. My suggestion is, if you are a female and you are wearing one of those tank tops that have a built-in bra, just shove your money in between your boobs. If your boobs aren't that big, nobody will reach for them unless they're Herbert the pervert. Anyway, But don't do that while you're walking outside in the dead of summer. Your money will be wet. You have to hang it up on a clothing hanger. Or throw it in a dryer and watch it spin around and be like, oh yeah. Then I just hop in there and I just grab cash and it's mine. It's like one of those fucking shows from the... I can't even think of the names. I'm going brain dead. Or people are like, get in there and then grab as much money and whatever you grab is yours. And they're like... Yeah. Alright. Now I love you. Thank you so much for putting up with almost 50 freaking minutes. Almost 50 minutes of me yapping. I love you all. You're going to have a really great day today. I know you're going through some heavy shit. But you know what? You are definitely not alone. I know there's a 3 of Swords going around currently. Just make sure that you do your research instead of popping off being like walk up to your spouse while they're like doing something and smack them upside the head. Don't do that. Okay? Do not. You're going to have to talk to them. You're going to have that Ace of Swords with them, but make sure you think about what you're going to say and how you're going to say it to whoever you're going to say it to. You don't want to come off as brass ass. Alright? And if you're not unsure if this is your situation or if it kind of rings true, find yourself a fucking tarot reader that'll do a personal tarot reading. Thank you so much for putting up with me. I can't believe you've been listening to me this long. Okay, I love you. Bye.